Hey everybody, Chris with Night of Living Card Games here, back again to play a little Marvel Champions. Instead of continuing on with my team up series, I wanted to get another game with Psylocke in. I tried her out with the Precon Justice deck, and I don't know, I just found the Precon deck weird and not great. So I threw together a protection deck, trying it out, and I'm taking it up against Expert Juggernaut. Standard, so Black Top and Cassidy, and I've got Hope in there. So nothing crazy with the Juggernaut other than he's on expert mode. So let's see how this goes. I'm hoping that with the 2 resource generators, that'll help offset the difficulty of getting 3 of the same resources, since she's only got a hand size of 4 in hero mode. But we'll see how it goes. All right. Let's see here. We got a Psionic Redirect, a Snow Guard, Power of the Mind, Indomitable, Weapons Training, and a Mental Detection. All right, let's see here. Now, some of this I'm just looking at going, okay, what can I pitch to get the 3 resources to get off? The helmet. So, okay, as much as I like Snow Guard, I think I'm going to have to pitch that. Okay, that's 3 mental, and then these generate mental, so sure, I'm going to pitch Indomitable and Weapons Training, and let's draw 3 more. So I get a Black Widow, Martial Arts Training, and another Mental Detection. All right. All right, so let's kick this thing off. Let me give the villain deck a shuffle here. So in this protection, I don't have a crazy amount of protection stuff in here. I'm trying the Psi-Flail and the other psionic protection card that like redirects an enemy's attack to the villain's attack to a different enemy. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so let's flip ourselves up to hero mode. I am going to spend 1 Psi Knife and then use it to flip over into Psi Katana. So I still did generate the mental resource. And then both my mental detection cards, that's 3 mental resources. So that allows me to flip the helmet and remove the momentum counter. Right, now that I have a katana out, I have piercing, so I will attack, getting rid of the tough and dealing 2. I will have Hope Summers hit for another 2. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Black Widow to get a martial arts training out. So that increases my defense by 1, so I get a defense of 3. I'm going to hold on to Psionic Redirect and the Power of the Mind. So I want to try to obviously keep the helmet off. That's Juggernaut in a nutshell, but also just so I can confuse them and flip down and things. So, all right. So, ready ourselves up. We got our 4 cards. We got a Clea. We got a Nerves of Steel, this Psionic Redirect, and then the Power of the Mind. So he is coming to attack. I'm just going to take it. So he's hitting for 3, 4. I'm going to use Power of the Mind to pay for a Psionic Redirect. So I get to prevent 2 of that damage. And for each katana I control, prevent 2 additional damage. So I've got 1. So I prevent 4. So I take no damage. And then for each Psi Knife you control, confuse that enemy. So I prevented all of the damage. And I get to confuse Juggernaut. All right, and now we get our encounter card, which is caught off guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. So martial arts training, I guess I'm glad it went out. So it came out. So it didn't surge. I don't know. All right. Oh, I forgot to put another thread on the main when I did that. Okay. So let us. We're going to use Psi Knife and Psi Katana to get down a Nerves of Steel. We will punch for 2. And then Hope will thwart for 2. And then we're going to flip ourselves down. I'm going to keep Clea in my hand just because hopefully his helmet stays that way, and then I can get I'll have an easy blocker. So let's ready ourselves up. Drawing 5 more, so we got Clea, Psychic Misdirection, that's the other protection card. A side holster, energy, flurry of blades, and a training regimen. So a side holster's in because I've got scimitar, whatever that psychic weapon or psionic weapon that came with Cable is. So because the katanas are a restricted weapon, and so is the spear, unless I have side holster out, if I flip to both katanas, it would force to discard that. So, okay. All right, villain phase. So we get 1 on the main. He would scheme, but he is confused, and we get 1 encounter card, which is a Sound Thrashing. When revealed, each copy of Creeping Willow attacks the player is engaged with. If you are not attacked this way, go find one. All right, thankfully, I am in bottom card, but I'll still need to shuffle up. So Creeping Willow, 0 scheme, 1 attack, 3 hit points with guard and quick strike, and then the force response after it attacks and damages a character, stun that character. So all right. All right, so that is my turn. All right, seeing how I want to do this. All right, so we are just going to flip ourselves up right away. We are going to use energy and... Oh, no, I can't do that. Shoot. Oh, I was going to do... Well, I can do it, but I mean, I was going to do Flurry of Blades to... Yeah, I should be... I can do it. So, anyway, so I'm going to use Psi Katana and energy to pay for Flurry of Blades. So deal 2 damage to an enemy. I will do 2 damage to Creeping Willow. For each Psi Knife you control, choose an enemy and confuse it. I choose Juggernaut to confuse. And then for each Psi Katana you control, choose an enemy and deal 2 damage to it. Control 1, so I deal another 2 damage to the Creeping Willow. It is defeated. We are going to get our side holster out, so now I don't have to worry about when I find scimitar. We really need to, as a community, we need to come to a consensus on, is it scimitar or is it scimitar? Do I want Clea in or my training regimen? I'm going to get Clea in. So we are going to use Psi Knife, and then after using it as a resource, I'm going to flip it over to its katana size. So I'm now a +2 attack, so I'm at a 3 attack. And I'll use Psychic Misdirection to put Clea into play, since Clea is just going to soak this attack. She is going to thwart 1 off the main. Psylocke is going to attack for 3. And then Hope Summers will attack for 3. And that will do it for me. So let's ready ourselves up. I'll keep Training Regimen in my hand. That's fine. We've got a Psi-Flail strike. Oh, that's interesting. Angel and a Telekinesis. Okay. All right, that might change what I was doing. All right, so enemy phase. We get 1 on the main. He's coming to attack. Instead of Clea taking it, I'm going to take it. I'm going to defend it. So I'm defending for 3. So he's attacking for 3, 4, 5, 6. Ouch. So I take 3. And then I'm going to use Nerves of Steel and one of my Psi Katanas to play my Psi-Flail strike. So play only if you have the psionic trait. Obviously I do. Hero response. After you defend against an attack, deal 3 damage to that enemy and stun it. So taking Juggernaut down to 6, and he is both stunned and confused. All right, and now we get an encounter card, which is a side scheme, Captive Hope. Hope Summers cannot ready. When revealed, exhaust Hope Summers. Comes in with 3 threat and has an acceleration icon on it. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Psi Katana, and then I'm going to flip it over to its knife side. Telekinesis and Training Regimen to bring in Angel. So Angel, 3-cost ally, 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 hit points. After you play Angel from your hand, ready your identity. So I get to ready up. Oh, yeah, I completely forgot that Juggernaut takes 1 additional damage from cards with a printed mental resource. So that's Hope. So I don't know how many times I attack with her. So I know I attacked at least once. So oops, not that. I'm going to put 1 more on there. I don't think the flail is... Yep. And yeah, I'll just do that. I think there might be a couple other ones on there that I should have gotten, but oh well, that's what I get. All right. So, I am going to thwart, but I'm going to use my Psi Energy Control Interrupt. So when I use one of my basic powers, thwart, attack, or defense, I get to flip 1 Psi Energy upgrade. So I'm going to flip to the katana to the knife side. So I'm now thwarting for 3. And I'm just going to thwart that away. Angel is going to attack for 2. And then we are going to flip ourselves down. And that'll be my turn. Oh, and Angel takes a damage. Consequential. All right, now we're drawing ourselves up to 6. Oh, I no longer have piercing. All right, so we got a telepathic suggestion, flurry of blades, mental detection. There's my scimitar, helicarrier, and psychic misdirection. All right, villain phase. 1 in the main. He would scheme, but he is confused. We get 1 encounter card, which is Ground Pound. The players, as a group, takes indirect damage equal to Juggernaut's attack. So I take 3 indirect damage. I'm going to slap 1 on Hope. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and kill off Clea, since He's stunned. Shuffle her back into my deck, and then I'll just take one. All right. All right. My turn. Do I want to... Okay. Problem is, I can't flip him this turn, because if I do, he gets his helmet back and that stun goes away. So I definitely don't want to do that. So instead, I think we're going to do a little bit of setup here. So I'm going to recover for 3. Then I'm going to flip up. I'm going to use a Psi Knife and a Scimitar, or Psi Knife and Psi Knife resources. And for one of them, I'm going to flip over to Katana mode. Unless I have something specific I'm doing so far, I found with her I like having one in each, just so I have piercing and I kind of have the ability to do what I want. But that was to play Scimitar. So Scimitar, for those not familiar with it since it's new, 2-cost upgrade, restricted, and after you play a psionic card, exhaust it and deal 2 damage to an enemy. So, and then because I've got side holster out, I can have 3 restricted cards, so I don't have to worry about playing around with the katana thing. All right. I think what I'm going to do then is I'm going to spend Psychic Misdirection, Mental Detection, and Flurry of Blades to get down a Helicarrier. And then I'm going to hold Telepathic Suggestion in my hand because it cancels a encounter card. Angel is going to attack for 2 to get him down to 1. And then Hope is going to thwart 2 to keep the main at 0. All right, so I think I'm good, so I will be pushing him next turn. Or at least that's the plan. We'll see if that comes to fruition. So I'm keeping Telepathic Suggestion, Psionic Training, another Telepathic Suggestion, and Unflappable. So we're getting 1 on the main. He would attack, but he is stunned. And we get 1 encounter card, which is Exhaustion, which surges. Honestly, it's going to surge anyway. Do I care about... I don't really care if I'm... Well, I kind of do. I kind of do. I don't really have a lot else to do with my turn, so... First of all, this is going to surge. Can't get around that even with the Telepathic Suggestion, because it's only canceling the Win Revealed effect, so surge comes before that, so I've got to deal with that. Okay. Sure. Let's do it. So I'm going to ready Psi Knife, or I'm going to use the Psi Knife and the Katana to play Telepathic Suggestion. So then I cancel his Win Revealed effect so I don't have to exhaust myself. And for each Katana I control, deal 2 damage to an enemy. And for each Psi Knife I control, choose a scheme and remove 1 threat from it. So let me take care of the threat first. Now I deal 2 damage. So that knocks Juggernaut down. All right. So stage 3, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Head of Steam and reveal it. And then if Juggernaut Exposed is in play, which it is, flip it. So we'll flip it. All right, let's go find Head of Steam. Probably too much to ask that that's my flip down encounter card. Nope, there it is. All right, so Head of Steam is an attachment. Juggernaut gains Retaliate X, where X is the number of momentum counters on him. When revealed, attach Head of Steam to Juggernaut and place 1 momentum counter on him. And then as a response, after Juggernaut attacks you, spend 1 resource for each damage dealt by that attack to discard the card. So if I flip the helmet, the momentum counters will be at 0, so it'll be a retaliate 0. But I still got to spend to get rid of it. All right, so second encounter card is Body Swapped. When revealed, flip each of your Psi upgrades to its katana side and exhaust it. As an alter ego action, discard 1 psionic card from your hand to discard this obligation. I do have a psionic card in my hand, so sure, I'm not going to try to cancel this. Yeah, no, he's not tough, so, okay. All right. All right, so what we're going to do here is, all right, so we are at 3 attacks. So let's have Hope attack for 3. Oh, I got to get Juggernaut's hit points up. He's up to 25. Okay, so Hope hits for 3. And then Psylocke will exhaust, hit for 3. I am going to flip down. I am going to discard Telepathic Suggestion to get rid of Body Swap. And this is one of those obligations that you can never truly get rid of. Even if you fulfill the action, it just discards it. So, and then I am going to use Unflappable to pay for psionic training. So I get to ignore guard and patrol, and then after I thwart, I can discard it to confuse an enemy. That seems good. All right, so not ideal, but hopefully we'll survive being down 1 turn without him being confused. So we're drawing up to 6. Psionic Redirect, Psi-Flail Strike, Telepathy, Professor X, Armored Vest, and a Clea. All right. So we're getting 1 on the main. He goes to Scheme. And then, let's see here. I thought when he schemed, he put a momentum. Oh no, that's on the flip side. If he schemes, it just flips. Okay, so he's scheming for 2, 3, and star. The star is I am stunned. All right, so I am stunned, and he schemes for 3, so that puts it at 4. And then encounter card is Breakthrough. I can either choose to take damage equal to Juggernaut's attack, or I discard the highest card, upgrade, or support I control. So either take 5 damage, or I discard my Helicarrier. Yep, goodbye Helicarrier. I'm not even sure if I used it 1 time. But that happens sometimes. Okay. All right. So let's see here. First things first, I got to find 3 resources to flip the helmet. So right now, my Psi Katanas are producing physical, so I can either keep it that way. I've got 1 physical in my hand, Clea, or I can flip them to do mental instead. Let's see here. I got Professor X in my hand, so he's definitely coming out. So it's just a question of if I want to do mental or... I can pay that. No. That. All right, so I apologize, folks. I'm just debating the best way to do it. So I'm getting Professor X out. It's just a question of how do I want to get 3 resources off this thing? I think... I actually, now that I'm looking at it, I don't think it's going to matter. So, okay. So here's what we're going to do. Or here's kind of what we have to do anyway. So we're going to flip up. And I'm going to exhaust myself to clear the stun. So I'm still a 3 attack. So Hope is a 3 attack. So I will attack for 3. I'm going to spend Armored Vest, Psionic Redirect, and Telepathy, which are all mental resources, to flip this over. Oh, shoot. Before I did the Hope Summers attack, I removed his helmet so I can get rid of the counter so he doesn't have retaliate. Sorry. Going out of order on things. All right. Now I'm going to use my katana resource, and for one of them, I'm going to flip it to the knife side. And Clea, so 1, 2, 3 to get Professor X out. So he is going to confuse Juggernaut. And then he is going to thwart for 3 off the main. And that is a psionic card. So since Professor X is a psionic card, I played it, so I get to exhaust my scimitar and deal 2 damage to Juggernaut. All right. I don't want to kill off Angel, as nice as that would be. Oh yeah, he took another damage because of Hope Summers. That's right. Is a printed mental. All right, so that's going to be it, I think. So we're going to hold on to my Psi-Flail strike. And draw 3 more. I got an Indomitable, a Nightcrawler, and a build support. All right, so we're getting 1 on the main. He comes to attack. His half-brother, Charlie, steps in front of it. So he's attacking for 4, 5, and a boost effect, take 1 indirect damage. All right. Actually, Professor X will take 1 indirect damage from the boost effect because that happens first. And then Juggernaut tramples his half-brother with 5 points of damage. Thanks, Charlie. And now we get an encounter card, which is a Creeping Willow. Guard and Quick Strike. Do I want to be stunned? Not really. All right, so Angel is going to jump in front of this one for me. So 1 damage, he's defeated. He's not stunned because he was defeated. All right. So we are going to... We need to get up into enemy mode, enemy killing mode here. We are going to spend 1 on our Psi Knife, and when I do that, I'm going to flip it over to the Katana. So I'm back up to 3 attack to get a build support out. Actually, I don't care about that at this point. No, I'm sorry. So I'm going to use the 1 still, build support and Indomitable to put out Nightcrawler. Because Nightcrawler, I can prevent all of that damage, so I can get rid of the Head of Steam for free. All right. So I have a attack of 3 right now. Psylocke will attack and defeat the Creeping Willow. Then Hope will attack Juggernaut for 3, plus the additional 1 because she's a printed mental. And then Nightcrawler will attack for 2. So down to 7. I have not played a Psionic card yet, so I don't get to kick off the Scimitar. So, all right, we are going to ready ourselves up. I'm going to hold on to my Psi-Flail strike and draw 3 more. Another Psi-Flail strike, Flurry of Blades, and a Genius. All right, I think we're looking in pretty good shape here. So we're getting 1 on the main to go up to 3. Juggernaut comes to attack. Nightcrawler is going to defend. So he is coming for 4, 5, 6, 7. However, I'm going to use Nightcrawler's Interrupt. When an X-Men character would take any amount of damage from an enemy attack, and Nightcrawler is an X-Men character, spend a energy resource, Psi-Flail strike, prevent all of that, and return Nightcrawler to your hand, prevent all of that damage. So, no damage was dealt, because I prevented it all. So Nightcrawler comes back to my hand. And so I am going to choose to spend 1 resource for each damage dealt this way, 0, to discard this card. All right. And now we get an encounter card, which is Siderax Exemplar. In expert mode, this card gains Insight 1, so it goes up to 4. When revealed, if Juggernaut Exposed is in play, flip it and place 1 momentum counter on Juggernaut. So Juggernaut goes back, gets his helmet back. Doesn't really matter here what I do. Just because I want to, I'm going to spend Psi Katana. Both of those are physical resources, and Nightcrawler for 3 physical resources to flip his helmet. Then I am going to spend a Psi-Flail strike and a Genius to play Flurry of Blades, deal 2 damage to an enemy, 1, 2. For each Psi Knife you control, choose an enemy and confuse it. I have no Psi Knives. For each Psi Katana you control, choose an enemy, I choose Juggernaut, and deal 2 damage to it. So 1, 2, 1, 2. And that is a Psionic card, so I exhaust my Scimitar and do 2 damage there. And then I could attack with Psylocke, doing another 3, 1, 2, 3. Then Hope would attack for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there you have it. So my little weird thrown together protection deck rolled over expert Juggernaut. So that was good. I do actually really like Psylocke. I need to explore a lot. I think I really do like her in protection, because I like her. She's got a couple nice. She's got the nice defense card, which is the Psionic Redirect. And so you can prevent easily, like I said, I normally have 1 knife and 1 katana out, so that prevents 4 damage and confuse an enemy. And that's a defense card, so then you could also then immediately thereafter play the Flail Strike to deal 3 damage back to the enemy and stun it. So realistically, without even tapping the hero, I can prevent 4 damage, deal 3 damage, and stun and confuse the villain. And using the 2 resources here, it really is 2 cards in my hand, and then even with a hand size of 4, you can pull it off with just these 2 cards. The katana and the knife can pay for 1, and then the 2 remaining cards in your hand deal with that. And then next turn, you're still upright. And you can choose, do I need to attack? Do I need to thwart? And go with it. And then in scenarios, and again, it's kind of a defense card too, is that telepathic suggestion where you just get to cancel an encounter card. That's beautiful. And not only do you cancel it, you can you'll get to do damage and or remove threat from something for canceling it. That's awesome. Now, this one I didn't have a chance to, which doesn't surprise me because there's not a ton of minions in here, and especially with solo play. But this one, the Psionic Misdirection, this is the other one that I threw in there, seeing if I get a chance to. So it's when an enemy attacks you, choose a different enemy. Damage from that attack is dealt to the chosen enemy instead of you. So, Juggernaut, he's trampling for if he has a couple, momentum counters on him. He's 6 plus a boost. And hey, there's another minion out. You just get to go crush him. Just redirect Juggernaut over to that other villain. So, I don't know. I really do like Psylocke, and honestly, I liked Angel too. I did not like her with her precon deck. The precon deck was really too clunky, and it was much more of a... hey, we want to get these cards out into the pool rather than this is a good usable thing. I don't think I ever took that out. Well, if I made a mistake, I lost. So she's got the training card that gives her the +1 defense. And then especially in protection, you can slap an armor vest on there too, and all of a sudden her defense is 4. So she can, defend in a pinch if you don't have your redirect or your other things out there too. So I think protection is a really neat one for her because she doesn't do a ton of damage or thwart removal with her kit, but she can do enough of both. And it's very flexible as to when you want to do it, that it is really good. So obviously I got to try her out on more decks, and I got to try Angel out another. I think probably the next one I will try the obligatory Angel Hone Technique Dive Bomb deck because he kind of screams for it. So I'll try it one time. I don't think that's a deck that I'm ever gonna do a lot because I don't know. Hone Technique Dive Bomb is stupid powerful, realistically almost too powerful, and it just, I don't know, it feels dirty to do that. So, all right, well, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully I didn't make any play mistakes. If you caught something, pop it in the comments below. If you want to see more of this, hit the like, hit the subscribe. You want to see something specific, again, leave a comment. Let me know what you want to see. Otherwise, I'm going to go through, maybe then I'll do another Angel, or I'll continue on with my team-up cards. I've got my Ant-Man and Wasp deck just off camera here, waiting to get that on and film that up. So, thanks again very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the game, and have a great night, everybody.